could you please tell us who you are and what you do for DC Universe Online?
Sure.
My name is Larry Liberty. I'm the executive producer of DC Universe Online.
And I'm Jens Anderson. I'm the creative director on DC Universe Online.
You just released update number 17 for the game. And can you tell us a bit about what you did in there and what's included in the update?
Sure. So for Game Update 17, one of the most important things, we introduced the first of what we plan to be a complete overhaul of powers. So this time out, mental and gadgets. So we started, we basically looked at our entire powers suite. We have 9 powers in the game. And we looked at the ones that we felt were in need of the most overhaul.
Also the player feedback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were definitely, the mental and the gadgets players were not feeling the love lately, so we wanted to respond to that.
So basically I worked with our lead systems designer, Mark Hallish, great guy, and we basically mapped out where we wanted to start, and then we messaged to the community and said, hey guys, this is what we plan to do, this is kind of our rough timeline, and then we got lots of feedback. As soon as we said that, so basically it was us collecting feedback, comparing it to our own internal notes, and just addressing it.
And all the other players and the other powers, they're going, when's my turn? When's my moment in the
They're
sun?
coming. Fire and Ice will be next. I'm not exact. It could be Game Update 20 for Fire and Ice together.
Okay, but you already announced Game Update 18.
Yeah, but the powers, they take a little bit of time because we're going to be actually redoing some effects, particularly for Fire. So that takes a little bit of time.
A lot of the revamp has to do with like effects pollution and things. You know, it's very hard to see your character in the action sometimes, especially in PvP, because it's so important to know that the guy's blocking or that he's about to wind up a shot. You need to time your stuff, and when they're just covered in fire and all this other stuff, and you can't see them, you don't know, and it becomes kind of haphazard. So this is something we're doing for perf, something we're doing for feedback, and something we're doing just for the overall health of the game.
Well, on that note, though, there is going to be a feature that will be added hopefully sometime soon that'll help in that. We call it sort of a VFX pollution control, or it's something more than that, but it'll help particularly PvP content.
Yeah, we've got 2 approaches to that. We're adding a slider so that you can actually set the alpha on the effects down, and we also have a feature which actually outlines people that are covered up by effects. So if they're completely occluded by something, you can actually see their silhouette and their outline still and know what they're doing under there. Players will be able to choose which of those they actually want to employ in order to deal with the effects pollution issue.
That's something you're planning for way in the future?
Not way in the future. I mean, we're working on it. It's close already, but it's just a matter of
final touches.
Finishing it up. So maybe Game Update 19. Don't hold me to that. But
no.
But I'm
too late. You said it.
Well, I did say it.
You heard it, folks.
But Game Update 19 should be fine, and it's a nice feature. So I want to get it in as soon as we can. It's just a matter of resources and making sure that it works right.
The summer event went really well. The players loved it, right?
Yes.
Are there any more events that are planned in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. So, we have several seasonal events or holiday events that we had at launch. Some of them we weren't really happy with. Like last year we pulled the Valentine's Day event to sort of revamp that. Our plan is to put 4 seasonal ones for each of the summer, winter, spring, and fall in place. Make sure that those have parity to each other. There's an open world component, a boss fight component, and that we can continually add to those each year. Now, summer, it was represented by the Tides of War.
Yep.
We've got our Scarecrow event coming up for fall. Of course, we introduced the Larfleeze Christmas event last year, the Season's Greetings, right? So that'll be back again. And we have our spring content as well. I'd like to see us add some more, interstitial kind of holiday content or seasonal content. I'm going to call it more like just events, right?
Yeah.
Just event content that has to do with the brand. So we do want to start using more of the characters in that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be tied to a holiday anymore. We just want to see those things kind of cycling in and out year after year with the stories. So, yeah, the Aquaman thing went well. I think, personally, I'd like to see, the next 4 or 5 of those be Aquaman-based. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm the voice of Aquaman. No, nothing.
Yeah, of course not.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason you guys are here actually is that because DC Universe Online is getting transferred to Europe through ProSieben 7, right?
Yeah, for the PC version of DC Universe Online is now being handled, marketed, distributed by ProSieben Games in partnership with Sony Online.
Yeah, we have a pretty close relationship with them in the Austin studio where we're talking a lot in terms of what's coming up, and they're prepping for what we've got coming down the pipe with the various DLCs and the updates, and I think it's been great so far. And I mean, obviously it's not that they're bringing it over here for the first time. I mean, DC Universe Online launched worldwide. It was in Europe on PAC and PS3, but we really wanted to kind of give it a shot in the arm, and
so ProSieben brings local expertise.
Yeah.
I think they're going to basically market the game better to Europeans. They're European. And they have a really strong channel network. They've got tremendous media presence, so
certainly
they're good
understand
for
the
us.
market,
I can't remember, the game was not localized, or was localized to German?
Well, it was. So what happened was when all of our launch VO was localized, all the launch text, launch VO was localized. Post-launch, every update or DLC we have, we didn't actually end up doing localization for VO. There was text localization, but no VO. And because of certain rules with PlayStation TRC stuff, we therefore had to just leave it silent. We couldn't even play the English version on top of it. Recently, we've been downloading all new localized VO. So we've caught Europe up on all of the post-launch VO. So from now on, you'll be seeing that everything day and date release on those languages between the United States and all of our localized versions.
That's my main concern. Is you're going to be delayed between what you release in the US and what gets released.
Not really.
No. You'll see
it'll be minimal.
Yeah, you'll see with DLC 5 what we're talking about. The new Hand of Fate that's coming out. We just announced yesterday. You'll see what we're talking about. It'll have all the English and all of the other 4 languages that we'll be supporting day and date.
That's great.
That is the plan at this point. If we miss it by a few days, apologize.
Again, you said it. It's online.
I know.
It's
I was
online.
waiting for you to come back.
I'm nicer than Jens.
I'm asking everyone that I meet at Gamescom this year the same question, and I'm going to ask you that question as well. And you are actually a really important people to ask this question too. Free to play. You kind of set the standard of how free to play should work. Because, this is why. Because you are releasing content constantly, and that's what's making subscriptions work, because subscription players are happy that they have new things to play. And then there's the free-to-play players can then choose which content they like and purchase it, right?
Correct.
Which is the direction that most companies now are using as a model that they want to use. So with the Star Wars The Old Republic going free-to-play in November this fall.
They have a limited kind of tiered free-to-play or something.
They have a free-to-play model that stops at endgame. They don't have access to raids, and there's limited access to level 50 dungeons and PvP. So that's their model. But they're still doing the biggest subscription game since World of Warcraft has gone free-to-play in 6 months. Is the subscription model dead?
Oh, that's a tricky question. I think that depends on the product and the core market that it's going to. I mean, I imagine that there's many players out there that are still happy to pay a subscription for something that they love. Yeah. Actually, we have a hybrid model that allows people to do just that, as you were explaining. You can go Legendary, you get access to everything that comes out in the game, whether it's an update or premium DLC content. We even gift you station cash or loyalty points so that you can purchase things from the marketplace. So there's a lot of incentives to subscription. So membership. I don't think it's dead. I think it depends on the product and the people that enjoy that product.
I think, at least for the near term, a pure subscription model is probably.
You know what? Here's what's dead. Here's what's dead. People spend $60 on a box. They get 30 days free, and if they want to continue, now they have to keep paying $15 a month. That's a lot of a hurdle mentally for somebody to kind of get over,
especially now.
Because they've probably been burned in the past by something they thought was so great and they were going to get to play it. at least with an offline game, you can continue to play it after the 30 days is up, whether you even kind of liked it or not. Maybe you find it familiar or something you like about it later. But with a subscription model, it's all or nothing, plus the initial barrier to entry in terms of that cost. So I think that even if subscription models kind of stay around, that companies are going to need to find a way to make their products less of a risk to get into, which is exactly what we've done. We've gone and you can download it for free. You don't have to pay us anything. And you can just get in and play the whole thing all the way up from 1 to 30 for free. And even beyond, there's plenty of stuff after in the end game that you can trim through. At some point, you're going to reach where some of the content has been premium. That is true. But, I think that's the way of the future, get people, invite them into the game, and then if they like it, they'll stay. And they'll make it a healthy product, as long as you're being fair with them.
That's a great point. Thank you very much for that point.
No problem.